they don't hear that, then.
This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your holy presence living in me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your very word spoken to me. And I'm desperate for you. This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe.
Don't forget somebody
Your
stopped down there till you go.
holy presence living in me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your very word spoken to me. I'm desperate for you. I'm lost without you. Hey, I'm desperate for you. I'm lost without you. And I'm desperate for you.
That song was for y'all, not for me. Obviously. But today we're going to do a chapel that will kind of blend the history of the chapels over the past maybe 40 years. I saw this writing down here, and I said, well, that's the painter's name. And I got looking at it one day, and it's a Bible verse. Now, this is a long process, and it's a short verse, but it's Exodus 34:29. What she was doing was comparing the children's experience with looking at the creation and seeing the creation with the experience that Moses had in Exodus. And this is when Moses had gone to the mountaintop and spent 40 days and 40 nights fasting in the presence of God. And so the idea being in the presence of God and in the presence of the Creator, he didn't know when he came down, his face shone, reflecting God and the creation. Good analogy would be the sun and the moon, the sun being the creator and the moon being reflecting that light. And so it speaks to the experience you have doing that. And notice it's the experience. You don't have to talk about it, but there's a special feeling. I can't tell you how many groups of people like Franny and all you older people. I can say that because I'm way older now. Have insisted I take them to see a sunrise at 5:30, 5 o'clock. You know, and you don't really understand it, but you just know there's this feeling you get that you get no other way. And this is a very dramatic way to experience a creation. And it happens at camp. It's not going to happen at the mall. It's not going to happen at home, but it's going to happen here. You don't talk about it. You don't really understand it, but you know it happens. And so what you like about coming back, you want to get that feeling. It's a spectrum. It's one extreme is that feeling, and at the other extreme is drinking moonshine around the campfire. But this helps you do that. You know, it's that feeling that you want. And so what you like about it is this is a chance for you to get, and the reason you want to come sooner than later, in 2 years rather than 3 or 5, is because you need that. And you got a lot of junk going on. Everybody does. And so this helps you get rid of the junk. And so before you go today, you can get off by yourself and do this, or get with 2 or 3 people. Or maybe you've already done it, or maybe you don't need to. But this is why you come back. And it brings all these feelings back together. And why you like each other and why you're friends is because you share this in common and you understand it. So that's why we come back, and that's what we do, and that's what Rockbrook is. It's so sad that a dummy like me understands it. But we do. So with that said, Liz is going to lead us in a song.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
One of the most important things that I've learned here at camp is to shine your light and not be afraid of it. This place is so full of light and joy and love. So when you come here, all you can do is smile. And when I leave here, all I can do is smile because I'm just so happy. And to have connected with so much love and joy, that it's so beautiful. And I really, really believe that everybody should shine their light. And I think that's where we have to go right now in the world, is that we need people who are shining their light all over the place, because it's a sad place sometimes in the outside world. But Rockbrook has shown me how to shine my light in a way that I'm fearless now, and sure I have my moments, but we get through them because we always come back to the light that's within us. And that's the true teaching of the chapel that Jerry was trying to tell us all, was that you are the light. Don't forget it.
Within your troubles, you can share. If you let,
And look at Weezy in the back.
life you love, you get the
Oh,
blessing.
nice.
From above. heals the sick, and he heals the lame. Says you can do it too, in Jesus' name.
Another Rockbrook tradition is they sing a song and they play the music in the background, but the bad thing is when they do it in here, these people can't hear the music, and so it takes a form of its own. You got some of them who can hear it singing.
Everybody's always like off key.
Yes, it's kind of I say the best description is cacophonous. You don't have a heartbeat on.
Jerry Stone is truly the force behind Rockbrook. He is the Dumbledore of this camp, the Aslan. And he's a guide, he's a healer, he's a transformer of little girls. He truly is every single camper's hero who comes through the gates here. I think without realizing it, probably he has this gift to understand what it is about a young person's heart, and he can just basically work magic on people and get them to unleash their inner self, which is truly it's like a Jesus person. It's a healer. He's unbelievable. He would mysteriously appear at Spirit Fire right at the right time, and his timing is perfect. This past reunion, I was lucky enough to be a part of the chapel, and the things that he probably wasn't even aware of were teaching me. So just his presence alone is such a teaching experience, and he's such a gift to this camp. And I sometimes don't even think he realizes how powerful of an effect he's made on the girls at Rockbrook Camp. And this camp is so blessed to have him.
Little did Margaret and I'll know.
Now I'm in the light.
And her face shone. In 81, I bought Camp Carolina in 81, and in 78, McDonald's moved in and built McDonald's right behind Camp Carolina. So we already had the challenge. We had a guy on the end of the road named Joe, and it was a little building, and he had everything in that building. Like when I got out of the military, I went down, I was like 24 years old, and I went there, and I had cashed in my leave money because I got stationed out of the world. I couldn't spend any money, so I had $2,400, which was big money in 1965. Yeah. And so I thought, I need some money. I said, I need to run to the bank, cash this check. And they said, well, why don't you go down to Joe's? Can he cash a big check? And he said, probably. So I go down there, and the guy didn't know me. He just knows I'm in Camp Carolina. I said, can you cash a check for me? He said, yeah. He said, how much is it? I said, it's $2,400. He said, yeah.
Oh my God. And just having it on TV.
So his rule.
When you're here at this gathering, you kind of start to get it. That there really is something that's very intangible, but you can feel it. You can feel that spirit of Rockbrook, and it's in this genuine excitement to see each other. The way he's kind of let down all your barriers, just be yourself, stand up in front of a group, talk about stuff that is really important to you, and not worry that anybody is going to think the worst of you. And I get to stand up here a lot with the campers, and I'm always trying to tell them just a little snippet, something that can go with them. But another thing that stuck out in my mind was a conversation I had with a man who was the camp director briefly. Who knows Jack Stevenson? He knows He was the camp director for only about 3 years, but I know he was very beloved during the time he was here. And he went on to do lots of other work in different religious organizations. And I don't really know, is he an ordained minister?
Yeah.
He is. And he's worked with lots and lots of other groups, religious groups. And I remember he sat down with me as my first year, I guess after we had bought the camp. And he sat down and taught me a lot about the history of the camp. And he said, of all the places I've ever been, Rockbrook is the most spiritual. And that's pretty cool, because he has been to a lot of places that are more of an organized religion. But I think it's so true. There is something about Rockbrook that is extremely spiritual. And you see in the relationships with each other, and the way you can meet somebody you've never met before, you meet them at reunion, and you feel it. And it's exciting for me to have people like Steph Brown and Grace Wallace and all these people who've never been to a reunion and never met you guys, to be able to see where all of this Rockbrook spirit came from. So I think we should all stand and sing both the camp song.
To find it for you. You have to find it for yourself. Find it for yourself. The spirit of Rockbrook is with you always. From faraway cities to distant towns. The spirit of Rockbrook, the spirit of God.
Spirit of God.
When you're in trouble, the spirit of Rockbrook, the spirit of God.
Each person has their own mental encapsulation of their life
Right,
here at camp,
right.
but everyone else has that too. So like Una's experiences here, and then like how they all cross and they mesh, and like this web and the world of wonder that's created. It's amazing. And I always think about like what happened to all the women who ever went here, and what cool things they do. It's just it's
And
really
do they
spiritual.
have all the memories,
Yeah.
that are so strong? And
It's really neat.
The more time you spend at Rockbrook, the more you come back, the more friends you reconnect with, the more you connect with yourself, like the more your heart expands, and the more you return to the love of what you really are and what you always had here. And so I just hope that we keep doing the reunions, we keep coming back, we keep remembering who we truly are and what we're really supposed to be doing. And that we take that little part of ourselves that we once knew here and bring it out into the unreal world so that we can touch the lives of other people. And that they'll send their kids here, and that there'll always be this, exponentially growing population of people who have been touched by this wonderful place. And I think that's the point of the spirit of Rockbrook, is to touch as many hearts as possible.
On you. On you. There's no way. Here's the truth. Here's the light.
the infirmary gave a moment of kind of separation.
Yeah.
Because it could be kind of overwhelming of the intensity of all the girls and being on all the time, and
you guys
being
go there kind of just
alone, and it was kind of a quiet and like special
somebody was giving you
attention.
some one-on-one attention.
Yeah, Nina was in my cabin, and Palm, and Lavinia McGee.
Alex was very cute. Yeah. And I was there a lot too.
Alex and I would like miss each other for like 10 minutes.
Icy hot. I loved Icy hot. And I was like, I feel awesome.
A sting?
Bee sting?
Oh, bee sting. Mary Kate had a bee sting. She had ice on her.
I remember that summer being.
Ice.
Well,
was on the line.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Feet back.
girl comes here, they're given this silent permission to kind of unleash their inner actress, their inner artist, their inner hiker or gymnast, or, you know, whatever activity they choose to sort of express themselves through. It's the coolest thing ever, and nobody judges you because all the girls are doing it at the same time. They're all trying to find themselves without sort of the confines of the outside world.
When you're feeling low, only hate the road when you're missing home, only know you love her when you let her go.
I like the way you dance. I like the way you dance. Bus patrol! Bus patrol! Bus patrol! Stop right, keep it clean, keep it clean.
And the next day, back at RBC. Counselor?
I think I need my counselor. I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good. My lower abdomen.
How may I help you? Dr. Ashley. I'm Dr. Stuckey. Ashley, you have to go like this. I'm Dr. Stuckey. Ashley Stuckey.
You're Ashley Stuckey, RBC alum.
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody will.
How may I help you? I'm Dr. Stuckey. I don't feel good. My stomach hurts. I'm bleeding. I kissed a boy at Kid Comer and I think I'm pregnant.
Oh dear. You know, we've seen this before, but that's why we have something called the Bush Patrol. That are made to stop these things. So tell me,
Had Hogwarts School for Witchcraft and Wizardry. And alumna of Rockbrook Camp for Girls.
For when you let her go, and you let her go. You let her go. Will you let her go?
Ever. I'm really gonna miss you picking fights, and me falling for it, screaming that I'm right. And you would hide away and find your peace of mind with some indie record that's much cooler than mine. Ooh, you called me up again tonight, but this time I'm telling you, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. But we are never, ever
walk on by, girls be looking like Debbie Fly. I pimp to the beat, walking down the street in my new the freak, yeah. This is how I roll, animal print pants out control. It's Red Bull with the big ass bra, and like Bruce Lee, I got the clout, yeah. Girl, look at everybody.
Hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Nah, can I kick it? Thank you, yeah. I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me. Go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on shark week. Raw, time to go off, gone. Deuces goodbye. I got a world to see. And my girl, she wanna see Rome. Caesar make you a believer. Nah, I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people. Now sing this song and it goes like, raise those hands, this is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure.
You don't need no papers. That man is not your maker. And that's why I'm gonna make you good girl. I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you want it. Good girl.
It's not camp unless you get your hair cut.
Styling and profiling.
Hello?
Oh, good lord.
To say that she
There's a
cut her hair.
tampon in my shoe. Oh, it's Tim, Jam, Sam.
About to ram. Look at there. Hey. No idea where that.
So on the last day of our reunion on that Sunday, most everyone had left, and I was sitting in the dining hall with some girls, and after chapel, and after having understood the whole concept of the Bible verse and how you can see something all your life and then actually go back again and you've missed the mark and you didn't actually see what it says or the message that it was trying to teach you. So I was sitting there looking out of the dining hall, and all of a sudden, I had to go like this, and my vision sort of started to focus. And all of a sudden I looked back and I was like, oh my gosh, there's this, there were these new wood cut boards, and as I sort of focused, I could see the shape of a cross. And I just started dying laughing. I sort of realized that there was this powerful spiritual message being spoken to me in that moment. And the whole weekend I'd been in the dining hall tons of times, and all of a sudden staring at me was this cross. And I was having an awakening moment, and it was pretty powerful.
Alex.
And Grace, and they share FBI together. So
all year round?
No, just 11 months out of the year. In the summer. So it's this Chase and Grace up there. And so I walk out of my cabin, I see that every day, and I said,
I need that.
so my name for them is Seeking Redemption. Chasing Grace. Now that's very good. I mean, that's good.
There's men coming at me from all different directions, and I had to make a decision. I heard a twangy voice. It was all raspy.
Yeah. And the other is.
I bet I still have that shirt somewhere.
One of them was something about.
We've been touched. Our hearts have been healed. We're better people for having come back to experience this again. We're happier, we're lighter, we've remembered who we are, and now we have to go out and let our light shine.
calling. Jerry, turn around. Say, woo!
Yay!
When it's not always raining, there'll be days like this. When there's no one complaining, there'll be days like this. Everything falls into place. Like
Don't put that.
Don't worry, I will.
Is it just totally awful that I don't want to take a shower?
There'll be days like this when no one's in a hurry. There'll be days like this when you don't get betrayed by that old Judas kiss. Oh, my mama told me there'll be days like this when you don't need an answer. There'll be days like this when you don't need a chance. There'll be days like this when all the parts of the puzzle start to look like they fit me. And I must remember there'll be days like this. When everyone is up front and they're not playing tricks. When you don't have no freeloaders out to get their kicks. Well, that's nobody's business, the way that you want to live. I'll just have to remember there'll be days like this when no one steps on my dreams. There'll be days like this when people understand what I mean. There'll be days like this when you ring out the changes of how everything is. Well, my mama told me